after coming to the match, as you may or may not know, the crew running this is generally considered the axe crew here at this club. This is not an axe match. We're not using axe rules, so if you usually shoot axeless, you're going to find a couple of differentials in terms of the scoring and the way we're going to clear the guns, so keep that in mind. This is a cold range. Your guns are going to remain unloaded during the duration of this event, unless you're the shooter. So the RO will call you up when it's your turn to shoot. You will be instructed when to load and when to unload. At this match, we are going to indicate unload by pulling out the magazine, locking the bolt back, and indicating, showing the RO and yourself a clear and empty chamber, and the RO will let you know when you are clear. When you are empty, you can either then safely stage your rifle on one of the rifle racks that we have here in a case, or something along those lines. We don't necessarily want you walking around with it on a sling all day long, so just keep in mind on that, just because of getting swept and all that kind of stuff. We are going to enforce the 180 like at any other match, so if you're new to shooting matches, you haven't done it before, the 180 is this invisible line that the shooter is going to have on the bay. If your muzzle breaks that 180, so this would be 180 in here, right? So if your muzzle gets close, the R will yell at you. If your muzzle breaks that invisible line of that 180 degrees, you will get DQ'd from the match. So don't do that. Keep that in mind. There is movement from right to left and left to right, depending on what stage you're on. So depending on if you're left or right-handed, you have to keep that very conscious in your mind about how you're going to handle your muzzle. It's also a challenge if you're going to do some of the challenges we have to keep that muzzle safe. So just keep that in mind. We don't want to ruin your day by DQing. It's not fun for anybody, including the people running the match. Gosh, what else really? Make sure that your ammo is steel safe. We ask you to do that. We're not going to be Nazis about it, but we don't want you hurting the steel either. So if we see damage occurring, we're going to say something, but otherwise I'm assuming all of you do that and that you've taken the precautionary measures to make sure that you feel safe for us today.
If you have questions, I would say approach one of the range officers.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about it. If you have any questions, you can talk to your RO or you can talk to me. I'm being the primary major. I'm match director here for this match. If you like what you see, this is very much axe influenced, but not an axe match. So if you like it, come out and check us out on a regular monthly match. You've already been pre-squatted for the most part. If there's any need to change something due to something that we missed, we'll talk to us and we'll get it fixed. I think we pretty much got most people fixed up. We did that to keep things running smoothly today. We don't want to be out here when it's 114 this afternoon. So that's the goal and that's the reason.
Mention safety areas.
I'm sorry, yeah, I got it. These red areas in each bay, you see there's a red bricked area here, there's a red bricked area in the other bay, there's a red bricked area in the wash as well. I'm not sure if that's fire the barn. At any rate, those are safety areas. If you have a problem with your gun, you need to deal with your gun, look at it, inspect it, repair something. That's the place you can do that when you're not actually the shooter on the clock, because those are considered safety areas. They're backfilled with sand and cinder block, and you can deal with your gun in that position. Otherwise, you should not be handling your rifle at all, pretty much, and the bolt should be locked in for the duration of the match. If you're dealing with an AK or something that doesn't lock back, we'll have the RO inspect it, and we're probably going to have to do the kludgy thing where you stick like a piece of empty brass there to keep the bolt partially out of battery. That's why we don't do that at the regular matches here, but that's the rules. So
if you have a chamber flag, that's the best.
Chamber flags are awesome if you got them, but probably most people don't. Any questions at all?
Real quick, trooper rules.
Trooper rules.
Anyone shooting a trooper, you may have heard of trooper at other matches. The rules here are much more simplified. You just have to carry all the ammo you're going to use for the entire match on your person during every stage. Any cleaning equipment, any spare parts you need to fix your rifle if it goes down need to be carried on your person during every stage as well. Water, drinks, you can resupply as much as you need to. We don't want to get heat exhaustion out here. If your rifle breaks, you can't fix it, you run out of ammo, anything like that, well, you can still finish the match. You just bumped out a trooper into whatever division your equipment would put you in.
And on top of that, 3 of the 4 stages have what we call a physical challenge. They're not that significant. If you are in Trooper, you have to do them. If you're not in Trooper, it's optional to do them. They will change how you shoot the stage potentially, or give you a bonus. It's up to you. If you're not in Trooper, you don't have to do it. Don't feel bad about not doing it. Just do whatever works for you. If you are in Trooper, you have to do it. There are bonuses that come with them, and they'll be explained to you at the stage. So each RO, as you get to the stage, you're going to read through the stage briefing. We're not going to do a full walkthrough. We're going to here to keep things expedited. But if you have questions about it, make sure you are clear about what the course of fire is, what the instructions are for that stage. And it's up to each shooter, if they feel there's a question, to look at the board, read what's written, and decipher for how it's appropriate to shoot that stage, and so we keep it consistent. If you don't read it, or you feel like the RO wronged you, and then you shoot the stage in a way that isn't the way some other squad shot it, I don't want to hear about it later. We'll hear about that. It's on the paper. Read it. Simple as that. So feel free to read it as much as you need to. Read it 10 times, whatever you have to do. Otherwise, you should know what squad you're on. Stage 1 will be Squad 1, Stage 2 will be Squad 2, Stage 3 will be Squad 3, and Stage 4 will be Squad 4. So go ahead and get your gear together.
One more thing real quick before we start. Does anyone have a question about what constitutes intermediate cartridge versus battle rifle cartridge? Because we have different scoring for if you're shooting an intermediate cartridge like 233, 7.62x39, 5.45, or battle rifle cartridge 308, 30-06, 8mm Mauser, anything like that. Any questions about the different scoring? It'll be explained on each stage description. On 2 of the stages, the scoring will be different in that you have to do single hits with battle rifle cartridge, double taps with intermediate, or on the paper targets, it's 1 C zone or better with battle rifle cartridge neutralized, or 2 hits anywhere, or 1 A zone, or 2 hits anywhere with intermediate cartridge. And that'll be explained on the stage descriptions that are relevant for that.
One other administrative task. Apparently, when they were signing people in, they gave you these little orange cards. We didn't get them all back. If you guys got one in your pocket or something, if you could return it to the range office, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, it's probably not that interesting a souvenir. But somewhere in the day, if you could check your pockets, make sure if you got one to turn it back in, we'd appreciate it. Other than that, I think we're pretty much safe. All right, go ahead and get the other things.